Most of the games that Vontez got in trouble on was what game? Tell me what team we was playing.
The Steelers.
And them the dirtiest team in the league. Come on, man.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. And the guy that's stopping by today for a drink and conversation is a former NFL great. He's a Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro. You know him as Pacman, Mr. Adam Jones. You want to be called Adam, or do you prefer to be called Pacman?
I'm Adam when I sign my checks, but all my friends, all my guys, they all call me Pac or Pacman.
All right. So where are you? And give us a little and tell us about what you got going on.
I'm here at my facility at 1258 West Ohio Pike here in Amelia, Ohio. I have 6,000 square feet of indoor turf. Everything in here is state of the art. No weights in the Pack Club, unlike the Shay Shay Club, but we got everything. We got a nice little lounge in the back here also. I got a couple kids here we just got through training. Y'all want to say what's up to the legend, man? Shannon Sharpe right there, man.
What?
Yeah.
Shannon, what is up?
What's up, guy?
It's over.
Yeah.
I watch this talk show like almost every month.
I'm pretty much the only indoor that's around in this area. So it's a great facility. I'm giving a lot back to the kids over here.
So
I'm just trying to leave my stain over here.
Pac, are you training guys for football or are you training guys for fighting? Or both?
I'm training guys for we have boxing here, but I'm not training for boxing here. I'm training for anything athletics, skill and agility, baseball, football, track,
okay,
soccer, swim, pretty much anything that you can name when it comes to any kind of sports we have here.
We know you're very athletic. You're an NFL cornerback. You have to be athletic because you basically are required to backpedal as fast as most guys are running forward. And you did that at an elite level. What made you want to transition to get into the boxing side of it?
I know it sounds crazy, but I had told my wife this probably about 2017 that I was going to take up boxing after football. She's like, oh, no, we definitely not going to go through that after football. I'm like, it's just something I want to do. She's like, you think we're going to be able to sit there and watch you fight after we just done went through 14, 15 years of seeing you put your body on the line? And we just came to a mutual agreement, and I pretty much had her come to a couple of sparring matches so she could see that I was pretty serious about it. And we made the decision to do the celebrity boxing thing while it's at an all-time high right now. And pretty much everybody who know me know that I'm a very physical person when I need to be, and I don't mind getting hit. So, and I'm really good though, man. I've been doing this training for probably about 6 months now, and I think I'm pretty good. We'll see August 27th.
You say you've been doing this you've been taking up boxing, taking it serious for the last 6 months. The celebrity boxing genre is at an all-time high. You're fighting a guy in Charleston, West Virginia on Friday, Bobby Laing. He's 5-0, 3 one-minute rounds, no headgear. I know it's a whole different ball game. You would visualize something like, yeah, I can do this. And now, Pac, you're going to actually get in the ring against someone that's actually trying to do damage to you like you're trying to do them.
Yeah, that's no problem. This part of the world that I grew up in, it's been like that my whole life. So at least we got rules and regulations. It's only for a minute. They're not jumping you for 10 minutes. So I'm all up for it, Shannon. And you know me. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to give it everything I got. But I'm eager to get in there and test the things that I've been working on. And this is just the beginning, you know. I'm going to win this fight, period, point blank. But regardless of what happens, this won't be my last fight. I'm getting him out of there. He a bull, man. You know, And I'm a bull, but I'm a smart bull.
Right.
He only know one way, which is to come forward. And he leaving a lot of stuff open. So we'll just see how it go on August 27th. But all the talking and all that about how tough he is, man, everybody is tough where I'm from. It's not nobody. I don't know too many kids that grew up in Bankhead and Boat Rock that's not tough. You might
Right.
have 1 or 2 out the projects, but even if they couldn't fight shit, they was tough. So everybody tough. The question is, can he take this? I'm gonna give him on August 27th.
So you gonna since he coming straight ahead, you hoping to walk him into something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk him into something. See. They think I'm just going in here without a
Or strategy.
tactics or a strategy. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm a cornerback, so of course I'm watching film. I'm not gonna sit in front of a bull the whole time and let him hit and bully you. You know that's not gonna happen.
Right.
But I'm gonna pick and choose my spots. I got really good feet. It's gonna be real interesting.
You say you obviously a cornerback. You have to study your opponent. So I'm sure that you've sat down, you watched him fight, watch how he likes to fight. You say he's a guy that likes to bull, likes to come straight ahead. So obviously you've been trained. I'm interested, Pac, what made you decide to say, you know what? I want to try this boxing thing. I think I can be good at it.
I've been doing it on the off season since 2014.
Okay.
As far as hitting mix, and you know what I mean, I probably only sparred once or twice, but I actually had a mitt guy start training all of the DBs in Cincinnati because it's all hand-eye coordination when you at the line press, boom, boom, and stuff like that. So we would do this every Tuesday. I did this for probably the last 10 years of my career, you know, besides on the off season too.
Right.
But this was my way of keeping my hands and eyes quick, you know what I mean, when I'm working on my press drills or swiping the ball, like little things that people don't realize that it go a long way with football also.
But here's the thing, Pac, the difference between corner and boxing is that corner, you always try to stay straight. And in boxing, you only try to get a man a half. You don't want to have a big target. So you want to try to be at an angle. So how do you transform that, go from like, I need to be straight so I can do this, as opposed to being here so I can do this, that?
So now I'm just bailing. You know how you press bail?
Yeah, press bail, absolutely.
That's the best way to pull it. You know what I mean? So instead of outside press bail, I'm inside pressing bail. You know what I mean? Shooting the hand.
Right.
So boom, I'm getting out of there the same way. It's a lot of footwork that's pretty similar. That's got me a lot comfortable, a lot quicker than most people. I'm always using this up here more than people think. I wouldn't have made it 10 years without being a little bit of smart because, you know, the athletic only gets you so far. With all the ups and downs I had, I commend myself for taking the time and breaking down all of the details to be prepared on Sunday, which led me to playing longer, you know. No way I would have played as long as I played with all the I went through without being not just a Class A athlete, but a Class A student also in the room.
You know, Pac, the thing is that I tell people when they try to branch over and play another sport, be it a football player trying to play basketball player trying to play football, regardless of the sport, you got to respect the sport. And if you remember, Nate Robinson got in there. I don't think he respected the sport. I think he thought it was like a street fight. You just go in there and you got to bull. But you got to be calm. Because if you run in there, you're going to run into a punch like he ran into.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Nate Robinson, but from what I've seen, I don't know if he did any training. I don't know if he ever been into a fight. I don't know if he ever had put on gloves before then. But it sure didn't look like, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I'm not Nate Robinson. I can promise you that. I'm not no way near as a caliber of a person, attitude, skill-wise, mentality-wise, and hand-wise.
Right.
So regardless of what go on, I'm not Nate Robinson. It ain't gonna be that type of show. I can promise you that.
But even if he had never put the mitts on, the first thing that you taught in any fight is keep your hands up. How you gonna run in there with chin? How you gonna run that hands down, chin out? What? You tell me to hit me right here.
Right. And that's our whole thing. But like I said, I don't think Nate been in too many fights, and I don't think he knew what he was signing up for. You know, I know what I'm signing up for.
Right.
I've watched damn near every show that they've had. I'm very into it, and I'm ready. You know, if I tell you I'm ready, and I promise you that I'm ready. Come Friday night, I'm gonna let the lights click on, and I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna break his ass all the way down.
You said you like this. You've been thinking about boxing. You talked your wife into letting you do this back in 2017. Is this a one-time venture, or is this something like you like to move forward and take on more celebrities? Maybe a Jake Paul. Maybe you and your former teammate, you and Ocho.
Win, lose, or draw, this won't be my last one, because this is something that Shay, you know me, I'm from the west side of Atlanta. I like really enjoy doing this, man. Like,
right.
And I'm not just saying that. I'm not hurting for no money. I'm cool, like, but this is something. Same thing I said with the wrestling. Before I did the wrestling, there wasn't nobody doing wrestling.
Right.
I set the set trend for wrestling. Then everybody wanted to wrestle. So, actually, I had the card. I was the card to fight Chad.
Right.
On the Mayweather card.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's only so much I can say because I signed a non-disclosure
right.
for me not to talk about that. But Chad, my boy, he made a good decision with who he taking. I'm happy he did too, because I wasn't ready at that time when I was saying I was going to take that fight. I was going to take the fight just because I believed in myself. I had been in the gym for 3-4 months, and who else get a chance to fight on Floyd Mayweather card? It was a once in a lifetime chance. And I thought that would have been, you know, a stepping stone or something that I could put in the book. But I'm happy that it didn't work out, because I'm like night and day from there to today.
Obviously, you're a big boxing fan. Who are some of the guys that you like? Obviously, you're Mayweather, Tyson, but who are some of the other fighters that you watch that you like? Says, you know what? I like the way he move in the ring.
Right now, or are you saying just of
anytime?
All time?
Oh, if you like guys
right
now,
I like Devontae Davis.
Okay.
He reminds me of a kid from the inner city, like same place I came from.
Right.
And he's always against the art. I've been to a couple of his training camps. He works hard too, you know. He's not one of those guys that just wait for the last 20 days of training camp to get here and then go and bust his ass. I've gotten a chance to see him really like tune in and watch him for 60, 70 days to get ready. Of course, my boy in Texas, man, that's probably my favorite right now, Earl Spence.
Right.
I'm a big Earl Spence fan. He's a humble kid. He works hard, and he's the real deal, man. If you just watch him and see how he break down opponents, and he take his time, he's never rushing into things, and that's my guy right now. Earl Spence is my Mike Tyson of this time, between him and the young boy, but I'm more of an Earl Spence guy.
So which is harder, training for a boxing match or training for an NFL training camp?
The 60 days in his boxing training is way harder than. Well, I don't know. You saying is the whole training camp?
Yeah. Getting ready for training camp, because we can't just show up at camp.
Well, it's different. It's different, Shay. Like,
okay.
So for instance, we used to run in sprints,
correct,
and hundreds and 40s, suicides.
Yeah.
Well, now you wake up, your first thing, stretch, and you run 7 miles. You know what I mean? And that's just the warm-up of the day.
Right.
And when we was in training camp, we was doing 300-400 sit-ups a day, which is not much compared to what we did in football. But football is more, we lift more weights, I would say.
Correct.
We do more weights, and our things, it's more short yards.
Right.
Very fast.
Yeah, because you only working in football. You do basically 3-5 seconds. The play's over. You go back to the huddle. They go back to the huddle. Get the defense. I get the offensive call. We come back to the line of scrimmage. But in this, it's continuous.
It's continuous. Like, we do this thing called PlayStation, right?
Okay.
So you set it's 4 treadmills and 4 bags. So you never stop though. Everything is 2 minutes. So this one treadmill, you run at 10 miles per hour for 2 minutes. You get off that one, you go straight into backpedaling jab while the treadmill is like 2.9. You get off that one,
incline,
you're walking uphill at 4.0. You get off that one, it's body shots. You get off that one, it's 1-2s. You get off the next one, it's combos. So we do that for 40 minutes, like literally nonstop. Like the rest is walking to the next exercise. So I got this boxing shape is way different. I have so much respect for the guys that go through this and put their body through all this work and have to cut weight. And this shit hard, man. This shit is not for everybody either. And I'll tell you that. And when I first started doing this, I was like, I signed myself up to. And I was eager to just push myself to get over that part, you know, like, cause I can't even tell you a time in football where I've jogged 3 miles. We've never had to jog 3 miles.
Cause you ain't never jogged on the field.
Jog. We run fast, full speed,
all out
as we can go, all out, and it's different, man. But it's a lot different. I'll tell you that. And I got a lot of respect for these guys that's doing this boxing thing and that's doing it the right way. You know, some of the guys that be coming in 20 days before the fight, don't have to cut weight, you know, and don't perform like the way. And you could tell, like, the guys who put in work, that's why they perform like that. Manny Pacquiao lost, but at 40 years old, he can do that because he get up every morning. He run 10, 12 miles.
Right.
He's doing 1,000 sit-ups, you know what I mean?
Right.
Doing 15, 30 rounds a day. So it's a different shape. Not saying that I have no love lost for all of us, that's all my brothers that's in the brotherhood with us, but that boxing shit, it's a different shape. I will say that.
Yeah, because, and you doing all that, you got to keep your hands up. Because normally when you get tired, your hands come down, that jaw get lax. and 5 more minutes, mommy. So let me ask you this, Pat.
Night.
Let me ask you this. Having played as long as you played in the NFL, getting blindsided, getting run over by, say, a Derrick Henry or Eddie George, or taking a shot you didn't see, which hurts more?
I would take a shot that I don't see, as long as I don't get hit by James Harrison the way I got hit by him. What is the name of that stadium in Pittsburgh? Man, James Harrison almost broke my whole body. Oh my God! So as long as James Harrison not hitting me, I'll take Bobby Laing hitting me, not seeing me, or whoever else.
What, James catch you on a punt return?
Yeah, I muffed it too. Oh my God. I had C3, C4 neck surgery the next 2 weeks. Oh my, and, you know, I was young then. I went back in the game, man. I'll never forget this. Went back in the game and dropped the pick like 2 plays later from Big Ben. And my boy Kieran Fox, he went to high school with me in Westlake. He's like, Pac, we gonna kill your ass out here. I was like, the next play I caught a punt. I think I had like 65 yards. I'm running down the sideline. I'm like, well, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. The next week, I'm out for the rest of the year. I was out for the rest of the year after that. After I had the MRI, went back and played a decent game. We ended up losing by 3. Ended up finishing the game and figure out I needed a neck surgery. So, but yeah, I'd rather get hit by somebody in the face than getting blindsided by James Harris.
Pac, let's go back to where it started from. You grew up, as you mentioned, Bankhead, west side of Atlanta. How did that impact the guy that we saw play those 12, 14 years in the National Football League? How did your upbringing shape who you are today?
Man, my grandma should have a award. You know, I stayed with my grandma. She raised me, my cousin Lewis and James, and she taught us morals and respect. You know, she got us out of the projects, made us go and play up the street at a park called Sandtown, which I used to tell her, Grandma, you know, if you take me up the street, I got to come back and play against the boys in the projects. And I don't think she really understand me at the time, but I understood what she was trying to do. Like, look, bro, it's something bigger than what we in right now. Just because we are over here don't mean that we got to be in here every day. So
right.
I would say my grandma and my granddaddy, I'll give them all the credit because they taught me like never give up. I couldn't read till I was in the 4th grade.
Right.
I finally learned hooked on funness, made 1050 on SAT. You know what I mean? She always told me, she's like, you got everything. When you learn the little things, you're gonna be real special. So I give all the praises, and the environment that I grew up in. We grew up in a tough environment, and we pushed each other. It was a lot of pushing each other, looking up to the older guys, trying to figure out this and that. You know what I mean? And why to do this and why don't do that. But I would say it take a village to raise a child. So I would give everybody from Camilton Road to Martin Luther King to Hollowell to Westlake to Camp Creek to Woodland Middle School to Randolph Elementary, KK. It was a lot of pieces of the part that, that got me where I'm at today. It was in the city, it was fast life, but it's good that we still here. We able to talk about it. We able to teach our kids something different. I love it. My kids are hustler babies. And I be telling them every day, you want me to drop you off down there where your auntie at for about 2-3 days? No, Daddy, no.
Pac, you talked about your grandmother and how she did a great job of raising you and your cousins, but there a situation that you saw something traumatic happen with your own father and your mother's situation.
Well, my dad got killed in front of me when I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
My mom went to jail like 2 years after that for like 4 years. It was rough, bro. Like from 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, probably all the way up to 5th, I would fight every day, just mentally, because I was so hurt in the inside. And during that time, we ain't have no damn counselors and we ain't have all the resources.
Yeah, there was
that
no
we
mental
have now,
health
you know what I'm saying?
expert that you could go to and talk to and says, this is what's going on.
Yeah, I ain't have nobody I can talk to about, hey, you bipolar? Do you know if you're bipolar? What is bipolar? Hey, you look like you're mad as hell. Hey, what's going on here? So now, I have the resources to and not only financially, but when you get older, you figure out a couple of things. You figure out about your bloodline. You figure out about your other parents and stuff, and you learn a lot more about your history. So it took me a little while, and now that I'm 37 years old, I don't have no shame in my game. I'm open about my story because I want my kids to know.
Right.
I am bipolar. I didn't find out until 2016, 17. And when I found out, I actually found out 2015. And I was kind of late in my career, and I didn't want to take the medicine because I didn't want it to affect me on the field wise.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I battle with do I take the medicine? Do I not take the medicine? Do I take it on the off season? And I'm finally at a place now where, you know what I mean? I'm in a content place, and I'm doing pretty good.
But Pac, in our community, talking about mental illness and taking medicine, that's a sign of weakness. Ain't nothing wrong with you.
If I knew what I knew now, I probably could have saved so many people in my hood, because I know I'm a little off the wall, but I done seen some jokers that's off the wall that was so talented, man. You be like,
right, of course.
Man, that man, he was grabbing quarters off the backboard. How did this dude not make it?
Right. And we've all seen that, Pac. Like, I wasn't the most talented guy, but I was the guy that had the most level head. I had a grandmother that pointed me in the right direction and say, well, you going to school, you gonna do this and do that. Where some of the other guys, that they didn't want to go to school, they're like, okay, you ain't got to go to school. If they'd just had someone in their corner like I had in my corner, there's no question in my mind, because they had the physical abilities.
Right, and that's why I give my grandma all the credit. She set me in the house, and you know how it is in projects. All you want to do is go out and play football and basketball.
Yep.
My 6th or 7th grade year, I can't think which one it was. 6th grade year, I sat in the house and did hooked on funnies for the whole year. I always been good with numbers and everything, add, calculate, divide, and everything. And she made me. I missed the whole AAU season. And we was pretty good. Like, I got about 4 or 5 national championships.
Right.
I was like, I better learn how to read, boy, because this sitting in the house with grandma is not the move.
You say you fought every day. What was it about that made you, was it something that they said? Because I would get upset, look, I ain't have any money, and I was wearing hand-me-downs. My brother's 3 years older, so when he outgrew something, they were going to be the perfect size for me. And sometimes the knee, my grandmother would sew patches over the knee because he done been on his knees and wore a hole in them, and I got holy, so I've gotten hand-me-down. So somebody make fun of me, hey, bro, why you making fun of me? So I'm going to want to fight. What was it? Was it something they said? Was it something they did? Or was it just you as an angry kid because of the trauma that you had experienced at a younger age?
Well, younger, I would say when I was younger, it was a mixture of both. You know what I mean, with the trauma and the anger issues, and you know what I mean, and plus where I was at, like you fought every day in Boat Rock and Bankhead. If you,
Cause they gonna
I ain't
try
just
you.
saying you out trying to kill each other, but if you lose the basketball game, you ready to fight. You know what I mean?
Hard foul.
Yeah,
you get hard foul, you got to fight.
Oh yeah, hey boy, you fouled me 2 times too hard. Hey man, you gotta see what your hands like.
Hey,
so
if we playing touch football, you tackle me, I got to get you.
Oh yeah, and that's just how we grew up, man. And I did have anger issues. Shit, still do sometimes today. If I ain't going back and checking all my stuff, you know what I mean. That's why I try to visit the past, but don't stay in the past. But yeah, of course I've had that. I've been through a lot, but the environment I grew up in, everybody fought. Like we went to other projects to fight other kids. I like the call outs they got now. We had them back in 1995.
How has kids changed Adam Jones? Because I think the thing is that we become different people once we have kids, because not only we trying to, I tell people what I try to do, I want to make sure I give my kids from a financial thing, but I also want to give them knowledge that my grandparents and my mom didn't know, that I can give them, not just give them tangible things, but give them knowledge. Because if I buy them a car, if I buy them clothes or something, soon they're gonna get tired of that. But if I partake this knowledge that my grandmother and grandfather, my mom, they couldn't give me, but if I can give them that.
My whole thing, man, my kids, you gotta realize my youngest, my second daughter was born at 22 weeks.
Right. Okay. She's pregnant.
We had to call the priest like 2 times. But she really changed my whole outlook. When you see them in there and you can't do nothing to help them, that'll change how you think, how you treat people, everything. But my point is, I've been through so much. My kids old enough that they can read everything now, and they always say, "Daddy, you're nothing like that." Like if I yell in the house, it's gotta be an issue. Like I ain't gonna be yelling in the house. You get what I'm saying? So I just try to love them, man, and show them some of the things that we ain't have. As far as caring and besides grandma, it was everything was hard. You know what I mean? My mom loved me to death, but my mom she was dibbling, dabbling, and doing what she was doing. But my mom always showed me love and care for me. But my whole thing with my kids is, hey, look, I want y'all to enjoy everything, all these fruits of the labor. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see none of y'all go through what I've been through. And I want y'all to be able to go to the Stanfords. You know what I mean? It ain't all about just sports, which I can't say that because all my kids are talented. But I'm big on school and I'm big on praying. Like it's nothing that we don't do in our house and pray. And I don't know if you know, but I adopted Chris Henry kids too, so they up here with me. Bubba and Man, they are freaks of nature when it comes to sports and everything. But it's a love thing over here in our household.
No,
man.
I did not know that.
We love each other hard. We cry together. We pray together. You know what I mean? We do everything together over here.
What led you to do that, Pac?
Everybody know me and Chris was best friends in college. I'm still close with this whole entire family. I'm still close with Laing, which is the boys' mom. We're inseparable. And we was just talking. I was like, Laing, I got to get the boys so I can take what we've done so far and like maximize it. You know what I mean? Right. So we sat down. We've been working on this for 3-4 years.
Right.
And we finally got it done couple, like 6-7 months ago. And it's just, for me, it's heartwarming because I know my man up there just sitting up there smiling like, man, I really appreciate you, man.
For the people that
I
don't know, you're talking about your
I don't get too teared up about so much stuff, but like, I don't know, like that was my man. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, me and Slim was like this. We was the real poster boys when they first started talking about poster boys. So
you're talking about, not only was he a teammate of yours in Cincinnati, he was a teammate of yours, Chris Henry, the wide receiver, a teammate of yours at West Virginia. That's where you first met.
Yeah.
You guys were so close. You adopted, I think he has 2 boys, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you adopted them recently. Man, that's big, Pac. That's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, man. They unbelievable athletes. And we all family over here. So in my house, I got 5 kids. My oldest one in Atlanta at Westlake.
Right.
I got 13, 12. That's Bubba and Man.
Right.
Then I got Trent, who just turned 11. And I got little Junie, who's 3, about to go on 4.
Wow. You mentioned Westlake. You went to Westlake. Most people also know Cam Newton went to Westlake. And what people don't know is that you won 2 state championships at Westlake, but you're known as a football player. So which sport did you love more when you were in high school, football or basketball?
So let me tell you this story. I had pretty much every school that offered me in football, except LSU, Auburn, and Clemson. Those was probably the 3 schools that didn't offer.
Okay.
And I had like Georgia Tech, West Virginia, NC State, LSU, and basketball.
Right.
So I told my coach, I was like, look, man, think about signing this basketball scholarship at Georgia Tech. And he looked at me, he said, hey, fool, you 5'9". There's only one Allen Iverson. He said, there's only one Allen Iverson. You got all these offers. You gonna take a chance to go play basketball? He shot my whole dreams down. So I was like, man, you know what? So I ended up going to West Virginia because I was supposed to play both sports. And then the coaching staff changed. And they wanted me to cut my hair. At that time, I wouldn't cut my hair. So I ended up playing football, and it all worked out for the best.
Drafted number 6 overall to the Tennessee Titans. They put certain clauses in your contract because you had a couple of incidents at West Virginia. They put these clauses in your contract. You were upset about that. So it seems like going in, you and the Tennessee Titans had a kind of a tense relationship, a contentious relationship from the jump.
But really, you know what? I'm older now, and I look back, it wasn't really no tension relationship. And I want to say my condolences go out to Floyd Reese family. I know he just passed away. He changed my life. You know, him and Gary Richard. As far as back then, which was my agent back then, Gary Richard. Floyd changed my life. He been nothing but good to me. At that time, bro, I was just moving too fast. I didn't understand that I can do what I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it with my ass out in the street. So, you live and you learn, and you take the punches, and it builds you up, and to tear you down. But it can't do nothing but help you, So I learned from that situation. But I loved everybody in Tennessee. It's not one person in that office or in the stadium that could say they had a problem with me. Like, I've never had a problem with the upstairs. Yeah, I was doing too much at the time. They had to protect their investment. Hey, bro, you don't want to do what we got to tell you? We got to ship you on up out of here. And if you want to get shipped up out of here, the other $2 million that we owe you, you got to sign it over. If not, we're going to keep you right here. So, you live and you learn, and things happen. But I have no ill feeling. I think Bud Adams and the whole Adams family, they was great to me, man.
You were in the 2005 draft class. Aaron Rodgers still playing. Frank Gore, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Richie Incognito. I don't know if Frank is still on the team, but Ryan Fitzpatrick and Richie Incognito and Aaron Rodgers are still playing. Do you think, what? If I had taken better care of myself on the front end, done things the right way on the front end, know then what I know now, do you think you could have still been playing?
Well, I was the last defensive player playing, Shay, in my draft class.
Right.
So I got to pat myself on the back.
That's pretty good.
It was a lot of us out there.
Right.
Now the quarterbacks, I don't know if I could have outplayed the quarterback.
They get all the protection. You can't hit them hard. You can't do nothing to them.
They don't get hit. They don't tell nothing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to outplay the quarterback. But as far as everybody else, I outplayed their ass. Except Frank Gore. That's my nothing but respect to Frank Gore. That's like one of my close friends. He worked hard. He take care of his body. You know what I mean? He had a great career. But as far as the rest of them, go down the list. I outplayed all of them and lasted longer than all the DBs. I don't even know if it was a DB in my last 4 or 5 years.
Your rookie year, you got an opportunity to play with Steve McNair. I know, Mac. What type of person, what type of player was Steve McNair?
Man, Steve was everything, man. He'll give you the shirt off his back. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I could compare nobody to Steve, man. Like, that was my dude. I actually was with him 2 weeks before he passed away. We was out shooting Joes versus Pros.
Right. Yep.
Yep. But he was unbelievable, man. Like, Steve was Steve, man. He was up tempo guy, cool, chill, down to himself, crack jokes. He loved everybody, man. Steve was one of a kind.
In 2007, you were suspended for the entire season. They took all your money. You don't get no money. When you get suspended, you don't get no money. Do you believe, did the Commissioner Goodell, did he handle that properly? Is there something that you knew that they didn't know that could have maybe stemmed some of it, maybe not get an entire year, maybe get 6 games? What transpired?
Well, I got the entire year just because of who I was. And the night before I went and met him, he had somebody following me. And I went to the strip club in New York. And
Pat, come on, Pat. You know that.
I'm being honest. That's why I got suspended. They ain't telling the people that people don't know that. I don't really think that it was about what had happened. The point was, I think he was like, damn,
you ain't learning.
You realizing what the matter is at hand right here, right now? You coming to me, Commissioner, and you take over here talking about you going to eat some wings at the strip club. You know, at 20 years old, 21, I wouldn't have never thought that was a problem. I'm from Atlanta. Go to the strip club to eat wings.
Yes.
People don't believe that.
Yes. Magic City got them.
Really, like,
Magic City got them wings. They five for real though.
Man, Cheetah got a steak that's better than any steakhouse I ever been to.
What? Cheetah put it down like that?
What? Man, Cheetah, oh my God. So, but at the time, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say I was being rebellion because I wasn't being rebellion. It was more of young and dumb, being a product of the environment. You know what I mean? I didn't have nobody that be like, hey, Pac, don't do that shit. You're going to meet the commission. You know what I mean? And at that time, I probably wouldn't want to listen to nobody because wasn't nobody helping me out before that. Like,
right.
That was my whole point. Like, what is that when I was broke? Time I got all this money is, hey, boy, you don't supposed to do this. Hey, boy, you don't supposed to do that. Man, I've been suffering 21 years.
Right.
I ain't got a pair of shoes to go to school, a car, say good luck. Came all the way home from college when my grandma passed away. Didn't even want to go back to school. If it weren't for Coach coming to get me, I'd probably still be in Atlanta right now. I ain't even have a family member, a friend, or nothing. Hey, man, get your ass up, man. You're way too good to be trying to sit here at home. Bro.
Right.
So it was a more of a learning point for me, Shay, and I really think God do things for a reason, and that was my story. You know, he did that for a reason, for me to learn and be an example for some of these other kids, and pump your brakes, man.
Right. Pump
your brakes sometimes, and try to see what the bigger picture is. You know.
You leave Tennessee, you go to Dallas. Dion is your mentor because he's in Dallas. He's been with the Cowboys. he knows what it's like to be a Cowboy player in Dallas. It's a whole different ball game. All NFL teams can't say what it's like. It's a different animal.
It's nothing like Dallas.
No.
Period. Nothing.
So what happened in Dallas? Because it seemed like it was going well, and then all of a sudden you got released.
It was going great, and I went out one night, and Jerry had me on these security guards with me, and you know how we play in the locker room.
Yeah.
So I go to the bathroom. This is honest God, true story. I go to the bathroom. My security guard, he was peeing, so I pushed him like on his butt, like little lap type.
Right.
He pissed all over himself. He get like so mad. Had the nerve to swing on me.
Come on.
My security. So that was a whole nother situation. And I whooped his. Jerry was like, God damn, how you gonna beat up the security that I got you? I'm like, bro, I was just playing with him. He got mad because I pushed him and he pissed on himself. And I wasn't really trying to do, and he just swung.
So hold on. So now see, that was not the story.
No, yeah, for real. This is for real now, Shay. You getting the raw.
Oh, I know you telling me the truth, but you know the story that they had out is that the security guard tried to wake you up from a hangover, and y'all fought.
Hell no.
So the real,
man tried to wake me up from no hangover.
So the real is you were joking around. He peed on his hand and got upset at you, and you beat up the security guard.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you need to do security guard anyway.
God, that's exact. Call Dion. Dion tell you. Dion know the truth.
First of all, anybody that can beat up their security, they need new security because the guy that's being protected shouldn't be able to beat up the security guard, Pacman. That's first and foremost. Pat,
Jesus Christ.
Okay, you get released from Dallas and you go to Cincinnati, right?
Yep.
Cincinnati seems like a perfect place for you. Your former teammates there, Ocho Cinco, Marvin. I love Marvin. Marvin was with me in Denver. I love Marvin Lewis. There's nothing not to like about Marvin. Marvin just wants you to go. Marvin gonna tell you, look, do the right thing. I want you to play hard. Cincinnati is a really tough place to play because Mike Brown is cheap. Mike Brown ain't gonna spend no money. You practicing right on the overpass. People park, watch you practice, park their car right on the interstate, watch you practice. So you know I know.
Like high school.
Yeah, it is like high school. It seemed to me that you enjoy playing in Cincinnati more than you enjoy playing any other place.
I did. I will. No, I ain't gonna say that because I enjoy playing in Tennessee too. But I enjoy playing for Coach Lewis.
Yeah.
He slowed everything down for me and really like, look, Pac, this is your last chance, bro.
Right.
If you got to come stay with me, I want this to work for you. And he was probably one of the only coaches besides Coach Fisher that I had at that point that I really knew, like he meant what he was saying and he really cared about.
Right.
And I just tried to do whatever I can do and take it and run with it, you know. And it started off kind of shaky with the injuries and picked that thing up, man, and start playing some of the best football that I ever played.
Pat, you had a saying once that said that you would pick your friends over the NFL. You still feel that same way?
Who the hell said that?
You didn't?
I said that.
Yeah.
How old was I when I said it?
I'm pretty sure you in your 20s.
Man, them. They all gone now. Where they at now?
Hold on.
Hey, anybody in here? See how quiet it done got in here? Yo!
But you know, but Pat, real talk. You know, look, there are people that you come up with that you feel have your best interest. But when you look back on it, they had their best interest in mind. And their best interest was you, and they didn't tell you what you needed to know. They told you what you wanted to hear. Because if they tell you the truth, Pat, you're going to stop the bus and make their ass get off. So I got to tell Pac everything that he want to hear. Yeah, Pac, you right. Pac, let's go on over there. Man, forget the NFL. Whoa, bro. And now that you look back on it, you much older, you're like, man, I let them jokers lead me down a path that I should have never been on.
I might have had 2 of my boys that come to, hey, bro, you need to chill, bro. You need to leave Atlanta, bro. Maybe 2. But at the end of the day, I don't blame nobody because all of the decisions came from me making them. You know, I've always been the alpha mega. I've always said what's gonna happen. I've always led by example. I've always been the leader of whatever I've been in. You know what I mean? Or whoever I've been around. Because I've always led and lead by example. So if I had to blame anybody, I would just look in the mirror and blame myself like I did. You know what I mean? And all the outside noise sound cool, but in this world that can make me do something that I don't want to do.
Right.
So, like I said, my story, it ain't like everybody else's story. You know what I mean? God did my story different because really I'm supposed to be probably dead or in jail.
Right.
But he set me through these things and build me up and knock me down and build me back up so I can help some of these kids out and help my own kids out, help my nieces and nephews, you know what I mean, the little Henrys, because at the end of the day, like, he took it all away and built it right back up for me.
Right.
Like, how I can't be no more thankful than that. Like, you can't do nothing but listen at this point.
Right.
Now we gonna have, you're gonna have a hiccup. Whatever stuff gonna happen. But at the end of the day, I don't hang with I'm normally either me or 2 more other dudes or however I am, but like I'm cautious of where I go. I try to eliminate certain situations, you know what I mean? So at this point, man, I'm trying to be a model for my boys, man. It's way bigger than me, you know what I mean? I done had my fun to do whatever I want to do for the last 31 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now it's time to be a parent and enjoy something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Pat, let me ask you a question. How was it on the same defense, you and Vontaze Burfict?
I loved it.
Man, you know that man was doing some dirty play, Pat.
Man, all that not dirty, man. I cannot let you sit here and say
I didn't say all of it.
Come on, man.
But some of it was dirty, Pat.
90% of it, hold on. 90% of this is the outside noise. If you go back and look in the plays, yeah, he had some dirty plays. I ain't saying he didn't have no dirty plays.
See?
But like, come on, man. Come on. Like some of it though.
But Pat, you know
like at the beginning, I will admit.
Okay.
Because I said, look, bro.
See, I knew you were going to tell the truth. See, this the 37-year-old Pat telling the truth.
Let me tell you what I thought. I said, look, man, these folks done 8 games. I know how much money you can pay. They not getting you this money back, Ted. You got to figure out. He like, man, I can't do it. I like, bro, you got to figure out a way. And I will say, bro, he tried, bro. He tried. I don't care what nobody say. He tried. He tried. Like the Indy hit, bro. Come on, like the Indy hit was did you seen the Indy hit? I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
Was that a bad hit?
No,
it was.
No. I'm just saying once you Pat, you know how it is. Once you get that reputation, your reputation precedes you. So it doesn't matter that he went to another team. Everybody still remember what he was doing when he was in Cincy. So it didn't matter. But he was good enough player, Pat.
My point
he didn't
is,
have to do any of that.
Most of the games that Vontaze got in trouble on was what game? Tell me what team we was playing.
The Steelers.
And them motherfuckers the dirtiest team in the league. Come on, man. They had Pouncey. What was the other center name? Incognito?
Yeah. No. But see, here's the thing, though. The hit on AB. You don't think that hit on AB was dirty?
Man, that man AB winked at us, man. Y'all crazy. And that's my boy. AB winked at us, man. Swear to God, man. God strike me down. You know I'm a God-fearing man. I pray every day. God strike me down if AB did not wink at us.
He got you.
I swear to God, on the ground. I cannot make this up, man. The man winked at us. And you know, I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the honest God truth, whether they like it or not. Now, Tez was over. He come knock your block off.
Yeah, yeah.
We we got it down to like where it could at least should have been way manageable. Than every time he hit somebody, it was 15 yards, bro.
But here's the thing. Sometimes guys are not talented enough and they do things outside of the scope of the game. He was talented enough. You know that was the only reason he didn't get drafted, because he was doing that bull job in college. Tez was talented. He could play.
Yeah, he was.
He didn't have to do any of that stuff, Pac, and you know it.
You right. You right. He played with a seat. He played without a seatbelt. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Them linebackers different. You know that.
Oh yeah.
When you was playing, what they get to do to you?
Wait, but see, it's a different game now. But you know what? I came up in the early '90s. Everything went.
What? Ooh,
they were really knocking. They were really knocking your block off. You go over the middle, and dare you to come back. Dare you to come back. Friday, Charleston, West Virginia, 3 1-minute rounds. So what is the headlines gonna read Saturday morning? Adam Pacman Jones' first career fight ends how?
Ends the new rough and rowdy champ, Adam Pacman Jones.
Look like this.
You see how it gonna look right there? Hold on, do it again, bitch.
Hey, so you gonna win the belt and retire?
Hell no, I'm not retiring. I told you now. This won't be my only fight, regardless of how this go when I whoop him up or how bad I beat him. So I got a couple more things that I'm working on. You know who I really want to fight?
Who you want to fight, Pat?
I want to fight the boy over there who fighting Sunday if he can get down to 182 pounds.
Who? Jake Paul?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not Nate. I promise you that.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to get down to 180. I don't know if he's gonna get. He probably walk around. Around.
They say he can get down to 180. What do he weigh? 190? What? 3 this fight?
Yeah.
He kind of fat though, ain't he?
Yeah. And so he
Just
probably dehydrated just to make that. But he going to the ring. He probably walking in the ring at 205.
All right. How about this then? After I handle my business this Friday, you come up with me a hit list.
Okay. You want somebody on the celebrity circuit that you can go ahead. I don't know, but I mean that would be. I'll watch that fight. I'll pay to watch that fight if you fight Jake Paul at 180. How much you weigh now, Pat?
Yeah. Right now I'm 170. Well, fight weight is 175, so I'm right there at it, 176.
Yeah. So he need to come down to 180.
Yeah. And then he could beef up overnight.
Because Nate weighed 178, 180. He walked in the ring at Nate. I mean, he was 198, so he probably walked in the ring at 210. That's too much. That's too big for Nate.
Yeah, way too big for Nate, man. I don't even know who gave Nate the idea to go sign himself up for a dummy league.
All money ain't good money, Pat.
Working with Nate. Do he got an agent?
Not anymore.
Hey, all money ain't good money, man.
Nope.
You got to tell him, Shannon. All money is not good money.
Because you can't make me no mean for the rest of my life.
First thing I'm going to tell you, he got to get down for me to fight him. I'm not fighting him at 200 pounds.
No, nor should you.
No, but it don't make business sense for me.
But see, here's the thing. Nate let his ego get involved. And you know when you fighting, you can't let your ego get involved.
Man, I'm a businessman.
There you go. Pac, good luck. You know, I used to see you around the A. I'm out in L.A. now, so I hadn't seen you in a while. But we're going to link back up when I get back down today. I know you down there every so often. We're going to grab a bite to eat.
I'll meet you at the barbershop, Peter Street. You know, we get our cut up at.
You know what it is, off the hook, baby. Hey, good luck, Pat.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. I'm glad to see you doing well, bro.
Thank you, brother.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life.